Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the finale of the Siege of Middenheim. We're going to get into it here pretty quickly because we got a lot to cover and only 2 hours to cover it in.
Completely wrong from how I've eaten breakfast. Or
It's not bad.
all my life. Yeah, when you get used to the kind of new sensation, it's okay. Because it is still milk. But...
Like one of the things that like we went to KFC and because one of the guys before that though went and we found it hilarious. He ordered lemonade and they put curry powder in it.
What? I'm sorry, say that again?
They put curry powder in his lemonade.
That sounds awful.
You know, now I'm kind of curious.
I don't know if spicy lemonade is something that I'm into, but...
They put it in literally everything.
Why, though?
They put it
It's perfect as is.
Yeah, no, lemonade is pretty on point, just like, already.
I'm not joking when I say, like, they put it in their ketchup.
Now...
Well, I mean, that's
like spicy ketchup, I'm down.
Yeah,
with.
yeah. I think I'm okay with that.
Ketchup has
It's
some room to
really
good.
good.
You know.
It's just common sense.
They call it tasty sauce.
Room to grow. That got me. That was a good one. I like that one. Anyway. Welcome back, everybody. Get right into it here because we got a lot to do and only 2 hours to do it in. I don't want to run late because I'm fucking tired. So, we get to Daniela's turn. So Daniela, I assume, is going to charge in and try her might.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to boss tactics. Sending the warriors surrounded completely, just beat it to the ground.
We're gonna go with.
She appears to be distracting more than helping in this instance. Yeah, so her blows knocks Vicious, shaking him around, and his just natural armor doesn't allow Daniela to break through, cause any damage. Stilny, on the other hand, believes that there is a larger problem afoot, and is going to start to try and take out this other creature here that appears to be climbing the staircase towards you guys. No, probably not the worst idea. But noticing that it is indeed a undead creature. Oh wait. Yeah, cool. So along the corridor, she's going to cast web.
Ooh, nice.
So a 20-foot cube. Let's just say it basically covers the whole corridor. So I'm going to make a dexterity save for that individual, who is... Let's see here. Oop. And he fails, so he's restrained. He has to break himself out before he can move up any further. Which is great news for you. And she probably says to you in Elvish, obviously. She says, "I'll hold them off. You see if you can take Anders out." Moving us to this character. So I do need to do this. Okay, so arriving into the restraining webs as well is not that one. It's another one of these forms, and I think they take start their turn or enter. So they did enter the web. So I'm gonna roll a dexterity saving throw for that one as well. I'm actually sorry. Okay. There we go. And nope. That character is also restrained. Doing her job, you better do yours. Cool. Alright. Success so far. However, this other one over here is going to... And I can only move to there because it's double movement over difficult terrain. So Anders' turn. So Anders, after being bloodied, he like reaches up his hand and touches his shoulder plate where you pierced him, Marilla. And he kind of pulls his hand back with blood. And he kind of looks with a fury in his eye. And he raises his greatsword over his hand. And he screams, "Lady, protect me and smite my enemies!" With that, everyone prepare yourselves. He's going to cast this centered on himself.
Oh boy. Holy shit.
That's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip because it's a special ability. I just put it in the cantrip thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
So
everyone except for Aelin, basically within the range of this. So everyone except for Aelin that's around him needs to roll.
That's not a spell.
So no, it's technically like a special ability that he has. It's not considered a spell, unfortunately.
So I am going to activate my ring of evasion.
You don't have to roll, Farron. It's only 20-foot radius.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the 120. And
No, 120 is the range at which he could cast it at.
that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy is dead, right?
Well, I mean, he's good at dex saves, and he's actually got a lot of health, so maybe not. I'll roll for the monk.
Also, Dane is
Yeah, no, Dane is dead no matter what, I think.
No.
Can he, if he makes it, can he avoid it completely?
No, it says half damage.
And nothing is giving us advantage here, huh?
No,
My
unfortunately
inspiration's
not.
giving me advantage.
I actually need to look at something real quick just to make sure that I can do this. Because
Cool.
otherwise,
Oh, you're you have the
Shieldmaster.
Shield Master, right? Yeah, I think
Correct.
I think you bump it down. So if you fail, you take half damage, and if you succeed, you take no damage.
yes.
Yep.
I can also use my reaction to add my shield's AC bonus,
Okay.
I wish
there
I
you
was right.
and if I'm not
Lost.
incapacitated.
I wish so bad.
Yeah. So I feel like to be a badass, I'm going to use my inspiration and then do that on top of it. So,
Good.
have advantage and then give myself that. And here we go.
I assume that was for Daniela, right, Aelin?
Yeah.
Ooh, I take no damage.
Take no damage. Congratulations. And then the
Fuck all
monk
that
is going
noise.
to roll his.
Good. Fuck all that 73 damage shit.
Nope. He does not save. So the monk takes the full brunt of the attack, the 73 damage of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's painful. Oh, I also got to roll for Cahill, actually.
I mean,
Hold on.
painful for everyone else, but whew, I dodged. I dodged that.
Yeah. Aaron, you have a question.
Yeah. Okay. How much damage was it again?
73.
Total.
All right.
Rolls an app.
You know,
That'll be
a little bit.
36.
Jesus, Cahill. Cahill is just like, it totally takes it on the nose. Knocking him
He
down
takes
to
it
about-
on purpose.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Holds out his arms and lets it happen.
Yeah, just lets it wash over him. Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% what he does. So the other thing that you notice is that weird like balloon in like the aura of the balloon that had like snapped off of him. You see it regenerate itself around him when he casts that spell.
Well, I ain't having any of that.
Yeah, indeed. Hannibal, it's your turn.
All right. So
Oh,
I'm
and
going
Jericho
to-
failed his con save, so he's visible.
Oh, okay. Cool. Also, this is technically not an aura. Alright, Aelin.
No.
and charging it up. You know, Kamehameha style.
Yeah, Kamehameha style. I'm ready.
Bring it.
And then I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to quicken my Eldritch Blast with Hex.
Okay.
Fire 6 at once.
6 attacks. Let's see him.
First one. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth.
All right, somebody start doing math. Everything that hits over an 18.
Sure thing.
Which is all but 1.
Yep.
Cool. So Hannibal, what does it look like when you blow everything, right? And you just start rapid firing Eldritch Blasts from your hands or focus, whatever
I
you're
like
doing.
to think that in this specific thing, it's coming from one hand, and it's all just a single beam.
Oh,
And
cool.
It literally destroys the cloth around. It busts open the glove and just destroys the cloth, exposing my forearm and my burns.
Yeah, so we get the beam starts and it's just a translucent. Yours is purple, right?
Yeah.
It's just a translucent purple beam that fires out and hits Anders square in the chest, and he just continues firing. And as the strain of Hannibal's hand starts to rip apart the leather and cloth around his gloves, and probably snakes up your forearm a bit, revealing your burns and scars along your body. Cool. Anyone got a damage total for me yet?
38.
I got 73.
73.
Oh my god, so this is perfect, Hannibal. So as the bubble forms around him, you see this happening, and you hold out this massive blast of energy and just... In fact, hold on, I can do something. I don't know. Blast of energy comes out of Hannibal's hand and just blasts Anders directly in the chest, and we see the aura is immediately disintegrated with Hannibal's sharp blast, and Anders kind of looks a little bit dumbfounded at this.
Yeah, you could see steam and just crackles as energy is still in the air.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to affect him adversely, except for the fact that the aura is stripped away from him immediately after it reappears, leaving him vulnerable to all of you.
He's gonna get a big old can of ass.
Yeah, so now that you guys kind of are aware-ish of how this works, this is the time. This is Hannibal has given you this opening with this massive concussive blast of force. So on the third turn, however, there is something that occurs. Aelin, you hear your little dwarven ally.
Oh, no.
He goes, "Oi, who are you?" And you hear silent footsteps come running up and leaping up onto this little platform here. Is a woman, and she's dressed not as you remember her. She's bedecked in leather combat garb, and it's all kind of this dark greenish color, and her hair is flowing around her face, and the look of determination when you see that which some of you know as Mel appears. And as you see her appear, she leaps up there, and her face is determined, and you all look. I like how Farron came out to see her. In case anyone missed that. And she screams, and as she begins screaming, she's clearly reciting a spell. You can tell it's an ancient language. Any of you who want can roll history. Hold on, let me check.
Smell, of course. I haven't seen Mel for so long.
She's seen you though.
Of course she has. But
I would like to
I
point out
feel
that I speak.
inspired in my son seeing of her.
Okay.
With a nice.
So Aelin, you understand this. I'm gonna type to you what she says.
So much typing.
Yep. So she screams this out, and Aelin, you look over, and you're not sure what she's doing, but all of you see from inside of her sleeve, she pulls out this white feather quill. And it seems long, almost like a giant eagle's feather. And as she pulls it out, we see she holds up her left hand, her palm facing towards her, and she brings the quill down immediately in her wrist. And a spurt of blood flies as she's struck the artery there, and it kind of splatters all over the steps here and begins dripping down. And Farron, you have a vision momentarily of your dream, and as she removes the quill, her hand hangs down by her side, gushing blood onto the ground, and she begins to write. And Aelin, you realize that she's writing the same thing that she spoke. And when she finishes, her head raises from her kind of like still position. Her head raises and tears are streaming down her face. And all of the moments are still as Anders looks towards her, and his face slackens and fear begins to ebb inward. And he calls out, "No! Alina! What have you done? You've doomed us. The protection is fading away. Why? Why did you sacrifice yourself for a lost cause? For these people? No. I never wanted you to die. Please. Why have you betrayed your heart? You know this is right." And with a sad face and in common for all of you to hear, you hear Alina's reply, or Mel as you know her, and she says, "It's because I love you. I needed to save you." And she kind of stumbles a bit forward, teetering on the edge of this little platform that she is raised upon, and she says, "I needed to save you from yourself." And with her last word, she tumbles face first onto the ground and lies motionless, with blood beginning to pool up around her. And all of you can see now the blackened armor of Anders begins to chip, the paint on it begins to chip and fleck away, almost as if it is like drying at a rapid pace and rusting over. And Anders cries in agony as if he is in pain, and as the blood begins to pool around Elena, we see it spread across the platform and begin to slide down the stairs. But the battle is not won yet. Aaron.
God damn it, Jordan.
You knew this was coming. Literally.
Of course
You
I
knew
did.
this was
We
coming.
knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So Farron probably screams out, "You bastard!" as he throws a punch in a general direction. As
Oh.
I think that's probably fitting with how emotionally.
Yeah, it just like
distracted I am.
it passes because it can pass through spaces. It just passes through everyone.
Yeah, as I quickly leap down and gathering all the magic I can muster, which means I'm going to be using a 5th level spell slot.
Hold on, I'm still putting blood. Just give me 1 second. Still, like, more blood I need to put just
So how much salt are you using for this wound, Jordan?
like a lot of it.
I mean,
Gotta
obviously,
cover the area.
it's coming from Will. That's where you're pulling the salt from.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Farron?
I'm trying to have a touching moment of how I put all my magic into trying to keep her
go ahead.
alive. But
Go ahead.
thanks for.
So you pour all your magic into your 19 health, and I'm sure. Do you like grab her wrist and like directly try to heal the wound?
Yes.
Yeah. So you grab the wrist and you
Just-
directly try to heal the wound. And you realize very quickly into your spell that whatever you're casting is not strong enough to counteract whatever she has done in this moment. And her eyes kind of flutter a bit, and she turns her head to you. And you can see the color draining from her face as her lifeblood flows out onto the ground. She says to you, she says, Farron, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah, and she just smiles, and I think her head kind of lulls a bit as she fades in and out of consciousness. But your spell seems to have no effect on her wound. Farron screams in agony, and it echoes throughout the chamber. There's probably like fighting outside the building that ceases for a moment as people begin to like look around and like, what is that? Like, what manner of beast is now set upon us? But it's just Farron screaming for his second lost girlfriend. So as you sit in the growing pile of blood, the monk, having been injured gravely by that last attack, is going to turn and put all he has into these next couple of blows. Okay. Said, okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So the first thing he is going to do is, even though, like, quote unquote, Anders is in Nock's mouth, he's still standing, but he's going to try and knock him prone first. So Anders is going to roll his dex save. He passes, and he's going to try and knock him prone again. And he fails. So, the monk punches the chest plate of the armor, and we see it actually leaves like a dent in the armor. And Anders kind of like, loses his breath a little bit, but then the monk sweeps the leg and knocked, probably assisting, like slams Anders to the ground.
Just face first, nose first, down to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. And Anders is now prone as well as immobilized. The most vulnerable of states, perhaps. And with that, I also should add that damage, because it matters now. Because you're dealing some real damage. Alright, cool.
Oh, shit.
And he's also going to disengage. I don't think Anders takes an attack of opportunity on him, though, just because he doesn't seem to be in the position to do so. Kree, it's your turn.
Okay, so, taking my opportunity, I'm just going to slash down at him.
Yeah.
Along with Noct is going to try and clench his jaws.
Yeah, and since they don't even need advantage, you land 2 hearty blows onto Anders.
And then I'm going to hop around Noct's neck and jump on his back. Finally.
Okay. Cool, yeah.
Mounting my old friend.
Absolutely. Also, phrasing. You're welcome, Megan. Thank you. I appreciate. Usually it's Farron, usually it's Will that helps me out, but I appreciate you helping me out in this one.
Well, Will's distraught at the moment, so he can't laugh.
Sorry, that wasn't really a funny moment, but it was pretty funny.
How many more times
That was
must
the
you
saddest
call
sigh
out my
I've
heart?
ever heard. Oh my god.
All right. So Aelin, it is your turn, and a lot has happened since your last turn,
Yeah.
including a lot of people like almost dying, literally.
Mm-hmm. I think that Aelin pauses for a moment, and I think she allows herself at least a moment to mourn Mel and the sacrifice that she just made for everyone. And then I think she turns back to those who are still living, who need her assistance. And since my beacon of hope's still up, I'm going to use Prayer of Healing, and everybody around me who needs it gains 20 HP.
Roll it anyway though, because Hannibal
21 HPs.
Okay, well there you go. Wow, you rolled maximum. Okay, good. So everyone gains 21 HP.
Is that +4 because she's an angel?
Yeah, it's even more than that.
Yeah,
Isn't that supposed
exactly.
to be a longer cast time?
Supposed to be.
No, I think
No, it's prepared.
Yeah,
I think...
no, the casting time is 10 minutes. In the PHP.
Wait, is it?
Really?
Okay, so every
Oh, it
single
is.
one of us
It is
gets
10
20?
minutes. Yes, actually.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
we-
meant for like a resting heal, not a
I
combat
didn't.
heal.
I actually was unaware of that myself.
I mean, if you're just gonna let this one slide, that's
Yeah,
totally
no, I'm totally fine with letting it slide because it's really no different than the difference is the level slot, right? Of between
Sure,
this
I
and
mean, I
mass
don't-
healing word.
Yeah, I can use.
Yeah.
But actually, it won't. Well, it will matter because it won't be quite as high, but
Again,
it will still be
if
max.
we're fine with letting it
Listen,
slide.
listen.
Well, it would still be max what the other one was, which would be 16 plus 4. So if you'd like to knock it down,
Oh,
a few,
so you
can
mean
certainly do
instead of
that.
20, like you said earlier, it could be 20?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
okay,
if
good.
you would prefer we just
Yeah.
wipe that and
Yeah.
replace it with 20, that would be totally fine. So, like, we're cool with that, right?
Good. Yeah, that's fine.
Again, I just
So-
pointed it out. Instead
Am
of
I
you
in
So
wanting
it
the-
all works out anyway. We're fine. The math is
Am
fine.
am I arranged for that?
Yes, but you
Yes,
do not
you
get
are.
the maximum, but she rolled maximum, so you can take 20 as well.
Okay, I'm at full.
Cool.
I was at full anyways because I took no damage from that AoE. So
It'd be nice to be at full.
yeah,
Mm.
I mean, be cool and take Shield Master fee.
Thank you, though. It's helpful.
No, it is helpful,
Yeah.
and again, you probably will need it.
Heal support is great.
Aelin, when you do that, can you roll a perception check for me?
Oh, maybe.
He steals some of it.
Son of a bitch.
The image surrounding Anders begins to take shape and form, and you see a familiar face beginning to form around him, and you know it to be that of the Lady in Black.
I think
Okay.
Aelin.
Daniel Radcliffe movie?
Yeah, I think Aelin kind of under her breath, but loud enough because she knows she will hear her say, "Stop hiding in him. Come face me."
And I think that it is only appropriate. You've deemed it so already. Why don't we just make that happen?
Come at me,
Nice.
sis.
So, hovering above you, so it's going to get crazy on the map, but bear with me. Hovering above you, the image of the Lady in Black, of which some of you have seen before. I think everybody has seen the Lady in Black before. The shadows coalesce around him, and the Lady in Black with her wings outspread. Although, for those that look hard enough, you can tell that she appears to not be quite herself. Her hair isn't like in perfect, curled ringlets down her head anymore. It's a little bit frayed, and maybe even some of it's burnt a little bit. And her face is not like passive or smirking. It appears a bit crazed almost. And the Lady in Black appears before you, and she screeches. She doesn't even use words. She just screeches with an unearthly howl. And Anders from his prone position looks up, and like he does the like he reaches up to like like for help from her, and she going to do something. NPC. Oh wait, no. So she is going to
Neat.
Yeah, so she targets you, Aelin, and she puts her hand in the weird shadows, they lance out at you. And can you roll me a strength saving throw? Actually, it's not supposed to be strength, it's supposed to be charisma. I don't know why I kept it at strength. That was a miscommunication. But the DC is 15. What does yours say on banishment?
It is charisma. Yeah, I was just checking.
Yeah. Can you roll a charisma saving throw for me, please?
Okay.
So the group of you see the shadows lance out and they collapse around Aelin, engulfing her completely. And then they like squeeze together and dissipate, and Aelin appears to not be there any longer.
Well, shit.
Help.
No, what's that?
No. I'm actually gonna make you disappear, so you can't see anything.
No.
Yeah,
Do I get to go into a cool like other plane realm? Why don't you have that back?
We will see for sure. So with her flying movement and being above you all, so you don't get attacks, she's going to move off to the side, leaving it its turn. So I have to break free of restrain because Silney's being a butt. Let's see if we can do that first. Right, that guy. I always forget. I'm using new types of undead, so it's really cool, exciting for me.
Neat.
Nope. Restrained as fuck. But let me do this. Okay. Her form appears. Oh.
Good to know.
Jericho, it's your turn.
So what can I assess of Anders' state now?
He appears to be mortal, I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Right.
He's taking blows. You can see like chinks in his armor now. The aura's no longer there. He's been restrained, like he's been, knocked down and prone.
But the separation or the manifestation, the lady in black, doesn't seem to have altered his demeanor at all.
No, besides so he like reached up for help and she appears to be helping, but as far as like his features, you're not really sure how that is affecting him right now.
All right. Other question. What at this point could Jericho potentially assess about sort of the nature of the lady in black?
In what regard? Like, what are you trying to infer her like physical appearance? Are you trying to infer her emotional state? Like, what she is? Like, what type of entity she is?
Related to what she is, because she's obviously empowering him, and he'd like to see if he can better understand what that relationship is like.
Ooh, okay. So I was gonna say religion, but that sounds more like insight to me. To like try and like evaluate the relationship between these two. Okay. So I think that you get a couple things. So first of all, I think that the whole party at this point is suspicious that the Lady in Black is apparently the avatar of the Lady of the Lake, right? Which probably means the way that Anders is like reaching out to her is that she represents a symbol of the lady to him.
Yeah.
So, it might certainly be like she's the physical embodiment of his god. If that tells you anything about like if something were to happen to her, or if she does embolden him in some way. Like, if she is providing him assistance, it's probably somewhere along there. Like, as long as her presence is here, maybe he has additional powers or something like that. Until you see them, though, you're not 100% sure. But the relationship to him is basically like, it would be if we were talking about Christianity, it'd be like being alive during the time of Jesus and seeing Jesus, right?
Okay. So not a connection that can be easily severed.
No, probably not.
Neato.
Well, now I kind of regret not having banishment.
No, yeah, see, we removed that from play. That was on purpose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Will.
You
We'll
just
see
need
it
to be
is.
funnier, Jordan.
Vicious. All right, I think Jericho is not a particularly religious individual, but he's not quite foolhardy enough to go get in a fist fight with Seraph. So I think he's still going to focus on Anders for the moment, just rush in and stab him as per usual. 20 hits.
Yeah, 20 does hit. Well, yeah, sure. All
Yep.
right, and he takes the damage from that. You can
He takes the 20, yeah.
Yeah, this time when you pull your rapier back, you see that you've struck home and dealt him a blow.
Okay, that's good.
Even the gods bleed sometimes.
Oh, I'm gonna make him bleed a lot.
And what's the distance down onto this platform?
It's like so it's double space, so it's like 10 feet. You could drop down safely without.
Okay, yeah, Jericho will drop down and try to approach Farron, who is, I suppose, just at this point like waist deep in blood.
Yeah, is there a conversation that happens there? Like,
Farron, you still with us?
No reply.
Yeah, I think this is going to take a while. We can move on for the moment.
okay, good. Yeah, it's more than just simple stuff. Cool. So we move on to Cahill, who screams, "Now is the chance, brethren! Strike true!" And he is going to take his own advice. Ew. Strike 2 attacks with advantage. Good thing he had advantage.
Yeah, good thing he had advantage.
Alright, cool. So, his blows rain home, dealing a significant amount of damage with that second one for sure. And Anders appears to no, not quite yet. He appears to be taking these blows. He's kind of like in defensive stance now, like trying to block them, but you can tell you're wearing down on his fatigue for sure. Not.
So Noct is just gonna do what Noct does best. He's gonna hold him against the ground and just take a good bite out of him.
Absolutely.
Or not.
Oh my.
He's too busy pushing his face into
Yeah, he's too busy holding him
ground.
down, right? Like that's what's going on right now. Is he's too busy holding him down.
Exactly.
Yeah, with you.
He didn't miss biting the guy that was in his mouth. No.
Yeah, of course.
Shut up.
You're welcome. Don't worry, I'll reveal it in a moment. So Morella, that makes it your turn. Anders is essentially defenseless, and this is your opportunity to strike.
Oh yeah, I got something in mind. So do I see the lady in black, by the way? Like,
oh yeah, no, everybody can see her.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like only to like certain
Only
characters.
if you believe.
Right, of course. I mean, I don't, but she's there. She has a physical form. So,
Yes. She does appear to have manifested.
So as I see the whole interaction with Aelin being banishment, banished. I
Mhm.
simply look down at Anders, look at her, and I just simply say in a very calm tone, "I will deal with your champion, and then I will come for you next." And yeah, I'm just gonna lay hate in this motherfucker.
Yep.
So
Let's see it. I await all the rolls.
okay, so here's the first attack with advantage. So 26 for that.
Yep.
And next attack. Whew.
Yep.
Gonna burn action surge.
Yeah, it's a good time to.
Oh yeah.
If you were ever gonna do it, now is the time.
Mm-hmm. So here's the next attack. Ooh, don't think that hits.
It does not hit. It doesn't pierce his armor, yeah. Fortunately.
Yeah. And then last hit.
That one
And
does,
with that, I'm going to burn a second level for Divine Smite on this hit.
Cool.
So I'm going to add 16 damage to that last roll.
Bad. Not bad. And after Morella's furious set of blows, those of you that are surrounding him right now can tell that he's like breathing heavy, and clearly is laboring. He is injured.
Yeah, I want to do one last thing.
Sure.
I want to essentially just punt him in the gut and send him 10 feet back with a bonus action.
Yeah,
with
just as like a
Mushroom
push.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
still
no,
push
shove
him
him
backwards.
away.
Yeah.
10 feet backwards. So I have advantage on that. So 25.
Can you do that when he's grappled?
Yeah, so grapple doesn't interfere with forced movement. You can still force move someone who's grappled.
Yep.
If he would have like gone out of the range though, like he's still within range of Nox, so he's still grappled. If he had kicked him out of Nox range, then he would have become ungrappled.
Exactly.
I think Noct is actually gonna try and hold him where he is instead
Okay.
of letting him
So
push.
if you get higher than a 25 with Noct, then Noct will hold him there.
Yeah. I mean,
Nope.
Yeah, so Noct like tries to hold him, but then like it gets kind of wrenched to the side as Anders goes like rolling over to the other way.
Oh yeah, and then I'm just gonna continue, like, just calmly walk forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Passion, what a thing.
Okay. So there is a Zombo, a smart Zombo, who is going to $35 and 15. So he's moving in slowly but surely. This. Nope. Okay. Daniela's turn. So you can't see her, but if you just want to roll her attacks.
Well, I think
Unless you don't want her to, you want her to go after
Danielle. Yeah, if Daniela notices,
yeah,
it pop out of existence, she knows exactly why, and so she's going after.
Yeah,
she's changing targets. Let's say.
Yep, and you don't take.
Know if she actually, and again, I can't see the map, so I don't know if she's even in range. Maybe she doesn't have to move, but she's gonna lay some smite down on her.
Yeah, no, she did have to move, so she ran over there, and she's gonna bring her greatsword to bear and try and finish off the lady in black. We'll see. You do have to hit though.
Yes, you do have to hit.
Hey, there you go. Cool.
Yep.
So
she gets another attack too, doesn't she?
Yep, she does. If you want to attack again. That is also a hit. So I need to make 2 Constitution saving throws. I do have advantage on these though. We'll make them post haste. Yep. And yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So his banishment remains, but she shrieks at Daniela. She looks even more beat up. Her robes are all frayed and torn now. And she appears to be like her shadows are like spinning off of her in odd directions. It's no longer the calm, cool chaos that was once reigning. It is much more distraught at this time. Silny has a problem that she needs to solve, and she's going to do that by
Jazz hands magic.
yeah, basically. She is. She's gonna cast Dimension Door, and with that, she is going to appear. Oh, I need to zoom out now. Too close. She's going to appear right here. And with that, she shouts in Elvish, so really only Jericho and Farron, who are over there, can understand her. And she shouts, "There are zombies coming!" That is the extent of her turn. So, 1d. Okay. So this one, 10, 5, moving in, and then we're gonna roll a strength saving throw to see if that other one can make it out of the restraining area. Nope, still restrained. Web is a good spell, guys. So it is Anders' turn. And Anders is going to use half of his movement to stand up. Because even though he's grappled, he can do that. Just can't. Wait, actually that's not true. I lied. He can't do that. Grappled restricts all movement. Yep, he's basically restrained at this point. However, he's still like, he reaches out for the lady again, and one of the lady's tendrils like connects with his hand, and you can see power being transferred. Y'all better hope. Good hoping. I'm glad everybody hoped on that.
It was a lot of hope.
Yeah, it was a lot of hope. So he cannot.
Clenched for that one.
He does not get the recharge on his cool ability.
Oh jeez.
However, he does have other things he can do. So he is going to. Yeah. So he has a certain set of spells that he's allowed to use because he's, still a paladin.
Of course.
And the one he is going to elect to use is this one.
Healing.
So 30-foot radius from him has to make their con saving throw or be knocked prone and take full damage. If you pass, you don't get knocked prone, but you still take half damage.
Okay.
Kree. Oh no, okay. For some reason I thought this was different, but yes, Kree, you still have to make this as well.
On top of knocked.
Yeah, it's not like it's it's not like earthquake or anything. It's like a wave that bursts from him. Because it's a radius sphere. Sorry, I didn't put it in there, but
force push.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Alrighty. Con save, huh? I should be good at
within
this.
Range. Jericho, you're below, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. So half
Oh,
damage.
thank God.
Yeah, half damage if you pass. Daniela does have to roll. Can you roll a con save for Daniela, please?
Okay, so I'm
and
going
I'll
to
roll
do
first.
16.
Yep, she passes. Okay, so Daniela just takes half of that damage.
Prone.
$16 for Daniela. Okay. However, Silny takes the full damage. Knocked prone. So don't you have to make a check if you're knocked prone while on a mount to fall off or not? Isn't that something that happens?
I'm not 100% sure.
It sounds like it probably should.
It's been a while.
What would you think? A deck save, perhaps, to stay mounted but be knocked prone, quote unquote?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Perfect.
I don't know what the actual rules are, but I feel like there's something like that. And if there's not,
DC 10 deck save.
There you go. Should be no problem. I forgot Cahill also.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Awesome.
problem. You're still mounted. Cahill, however, takes the full brunt of the damage and is knocked prone. Right. So, that being said, I was really hoping he was going to knock creep prone or knock prone, but that didn't work out.
No.
So since he did that, he can't use his action to try and break free, bringing it to Hannibal's turn.
Alright, I'm burning a 5th level to get my sorcery point again.
Okay.
And then as my action, I'm going to... What do you think? Eldritch Blast the shit.
Remember, you will have disadvantage against him because he's prone.
He's still prone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because technically he can't move because he's grappled, so he couldn't stand up last turn.
Yep.
I thought that it's not can't move, it's half movement.
Right.
No, grappled
speed
means
is
you can't move. So that means you also can't stand up. That's so like the trick is for like grapple warriors, because that's totally a class you can play in D&D, is you knock them prone and grapple them, and then they are literally can't do almost anything. They can't run away, they can't stand up, and you can just continue to beat the shit out of them.
Okay, in that case, I'm aim. Sure, I'll aim at the lady.
Oh, okay, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, man, lay some hate into that fucking deity of garb.
Yeah. You know what's gonna be real interesting is if you kill her.
Yeah, man. I mean, Hannibal D. Sullivan, killer of
He's
religion.
not here. That might be real interesting in the aftermath. Holy shit!
Wow.
I like how you rolled 1 on that though.
God.
On both of them.
Okay. All right. So, is that it?
Yep.
Is that
Okay.
it?
So
Dangerous question.
are you gonna knock her back 20 feet? or
Sure,
whatever?
let's hit her into the wall.
Yeah,
Get-
sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can we get an extra d6 for
Roll
that?
a d6 for me. She's very
Make it count.
close.
Kills her. I swear to God.
Hey, close enough.
So the lady's back as she slams into the wall makes a sickening crunch. And she slides down the wall, finally coming to her feet as Daniela slowly approaches her. Let's roll some con saves. She's not dead.
How close did I come?
Cool. So
Very.
the image that you see, first of all, just because we hadn't got to it and I want to show everybody. Here you go. Here's the portal dimension that Megan had been transported to.
This is where I've been.
Amazing. Delightful.
Yes, I'm just curious. Just search timey-wimey art on Google, and this is like one of the options that you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Brilliant.
I mean, I don't watch that show, but you know, I know what it is. I know enough.
So, Aelin, as you fade back into existence, so I think that this is interesting too. So, Aelin, it probably feels like you've spent hours in the extra-dimensional plane. Give us a rundown of like what Aelin does during that period of time. You're just kind of like floating through this safe extra-dimensional space, and it's completely silent. It's like it's so quiet you can't even hear yourself think.
Yeah, I think in order to not make herself just go crazy, knowing that she's stuck in this place while all the rest of it's going on, I think she just kneels down and as loud as she can just starts chanting her daily prayer like over and over and over again.
Yeah, roll a religion check for me. Hmm, 12. So you receive a very faint vision, and you see that there are two large forces that are locked in combat, and you can tell like there's these giants that are like grappling with each other and like tossing back and forth. You can't discern who they might be, but you get the sensation that it is like an internal conflict, not an external conflict. And as you're like starting to focus in on what this is, you fade back into reality. And now you know there's only two reasons why you fade back into reality after banishing someone, because you have banished people before. It's if you die or if you like get somehow injured. So do me a favor, roll me a medicine check actually. Cool. So you look around quickly because I'm sure you're looking for Elsa, right? And as you look around, you see Elsa like slumped up against the wall, barely standing. There's probably, you can actually see like mortal wounds of like blood running down her mouth now from being hit by Hannibal's blasts. But you rolled high enough on your medicine check to tell that she is still alive, but she is only hanging on by a thread. And you also get the sensation that based on your question that you asked the daemon, right? She is not in her true form right now. This is her mortal vessel, and if she dies, she dies.
So close.
Farron. How you... Hey, Farron.